So, as the Daughter of the Light, or writing about the Daughter of the Light, I have PCs, which are paid companions. Now, the big three are Michael C. Hall, Sean William Scott, and Nate Mooney. Nate Mooney, if you don't know who he is, he played in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he did, what do you call it? One part of Breaking Bad, like one show of Breaking Bad. He was in that. He did amazing. And Stand Against Evil. And then the other paid companion is Michael C. Hall, who of course played Dexter, and he did some other stuff. 6 Feet Under, and I think he's getting ready to do something about JFK. I can't remember the whole show. And then of course we know Sean William Scott. For those of you who don't know him, he played Steve Stifler in American Pie. He did Chester and Dude, Where's My Car? And then he did Evolution, Balls Out, or Mr. Woodcock, Goon, which I love, by the way. So these are my paid companions that I wrote about with Anastasia. Now, also with Anastasia, before she got to the paid companions, in the Person of Interest, if you've never seen that, it's a great show. I truly recommend it. It's kind of scary, but still, it's a really good show. And Logan, played by Jimmy Simpson, in that Person of Interest, was incorporated into My Daughter of the Light, or The Daughter of the Light, whatever. So they ended up, Anastasia had a relationship with Harold Finch that ended because of a lie. And they were on a plane, and she ended up in a relationship with Logan. Logan and her, he needed to relieve some suffering off from her, so they went and found some paid companions, which, you know, are like male prostitutes. It's just, I guess, a nicer way of saying paid companions. And within that, a relationship kind of changed, and Anastasia ended up with Sean and Nate. Now, they are dealing with witchcraft, they're dealing with human trafficking, they have battles, they have all sorts of things that happen with them. But in this, too, is sex. Why? Well, humanness is sex, isn't it? I mean, it's how we get here, for one, and it's how we can actually, within Mercy.inc, be free. But it's not a freedom like how you're thinking. It's an ownership like you've never known before. It's an ownership that is freeing. Anyway, so the paid companions, I had a moment where I fired them. I didn't know, I'm the mom, right? I'm sitting here and I'm working through relationship stuff for myself, and none of those men have posted their penis size on the internet. Trust me, I looked. I couldn't find it. So for this point, in dealing with some things that we're dealing with, it's safety, because I don't know their penis size. So I know mine though. It's a 6, so it's 6 inches, and the girth is 5 1/4 to 5 1/2. 5 1/2 is right on the cusp of whoa. I have some compensation penises, I call them. They are dildos, vibrators, whatever you want to call them. And I used those. Actually, I used a spoon to measure myself first for depth. So I went all the way up to the end of a spoon. I'm not kidding you. I was laying on my bathroom floor. And I measured all the way up to my cervix, and I pulled it back some. So I knew what length I needed. And then I went to the adult store and I purchased something that definitely was bigger than my ex-husband. And I put my fingers around it like this. So I knew kind of around about what kind of girth I needed. And then I purchased it, and then I found out that whoa, I've been living a long time without this. I don't experience loss of sensation with it. If you've ever had a penis perhaps that is smaller for you, but there's nothing wrong with it. Do you understand that? It's not the guy's fault. I need to hone this in. It's not the guy's fault. It's just we need to know ahead of time what your size is and what his size is, and then we can match you up so that you're not having sloppy vagina or a loss of sensation. During my marriage, I couldn't get where I needed to go. Well, where did I need to go? Orgasm. I couldn't get there. So anyway, so within this penis and vagina size match, I have my PCs and the Daughter of the Light, and I have moved through body types. I have moved through relationship issues. I have moved into the dedication play, and we just recently stopped the dedication play. And with all of that, if you want to think, what's a good movie that you could think of? I'm just going to have to stick with Star Wars. I know not a lot of people have seen Star Wars, and then a lot of people have. We'll go with the idea that all you have to do is look up the Force. Okay? So there's Darth Vader, and then there's the Jedis, and they're like two forces, but it's actually one force, but nevertheless, it's just like used differently, if you will. And the Force. So we're dealing with a Force. So no one's ever really heard of this. I do know that the Catholic Church, whom the head is Jesus Christ, I know him, actually, Jesus, I actually know very, very, very well. Seriously, I hope I don't have to tell you that he's real. If I do, I'll just tell you that Jesus Christ is very real. He knows who I am. And this has been one hell of a battle with penis and vagina size match because of suffering. I didn't know ahead of time, but now I do. And I know how much suffering that I had with a loss of sensation penis. I know what my husband at the time suffered with because he wanted to wear a sleeve. It was one of those things. And Mercy.inc, we don't have to worry about that because we're asking ahead of time. But anyway, so the PCs are very important to me. Let me list them again. Michael C. Hall, Sean William Scott, and Nate Mooney, or Nate Mooney, Sean William Scott, and Michael C. Hall, or Sean William Scott, Nate Mooney, and Michael C. Hall. Whatever way you want to put it, they're my like PCs. There are a few other ones, but those are my big three. Why do I have a big three? Oh, many reasons. Seriously. So, what else can I tell you? There's so much I could tell you. I'm trying to kind of recap years, and it's kind of difficult. So, sex. Sex is kind of important. They sell a lot of it, and I'm going to be selling it. But good sex, like the ultimate sexual experience. So, I'm going to bring one of my questions that I asked Nate Mooney along with Jimmy Simpson and Ben Barnes. What if you had a woman who is actually addicted to the taste of you, your semen, and she wanted to swallow you all the time? Would that be something you'd be interested in? I don't think there's a guy out there who's going to tell me no. It's one of the things that I learned, and I have tons of songs and stuff, but it's like lesson learned. I didn't do that for my ex-husband. It's like, was he suffering? He was. There's no question. Why didn't I do it? That's why we have Mercy.inc. Awareness and learning and desire. And having that kind of open, no hidden, no anything barrier kind of relationship allows you to be the whore in the bedroom. That's what guys want anyway. The whore in the bedroom.